Question 2, I'm going to give you a set of data. You're going to get some create tables. Okay, there's going to be about 4 of them. There's going to be some foreign key relationships. There's going to be some inserts. And I'm going to give you some data. And I'm going to ask you to write a query. So you want to write something that is select. And you're going to probably need to do this in 2 pieces to actually implement it. The first one is you're going to have to make certain that you select the right data. So you're going to select a bunch of stuff from whatever this table is. Let's call this table A. Join to B and join to C. So you're going to have this big join. You're going to have some relationships in the join and some constraints on the join. And when you build a select, it's going to give you back data, but it's not going to be in the right order. So step 1 is to build the select and make certain you're getting back the right data. Step 2, okay, and you don't have to turn in step 1, you're going to turn in step 1 as a part of step 2. Step 2 is to take this query up here that you have built and do select, okay, some columns out here from, and you're going to put that whole query inside the from. And when you do that, then you can say order by, and you're going to order by to sort the data. And this allows you to group and re-massage the data after you've done it. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do this kind of thing, or you could do, okay, the other alternative that I'm pretty certain works for this is you could say where with some name as select some stuff, and then you do select, and you take this, and this select comes up here. So it's your choice as to whether or not you want to do it with in front of the select, or you want to do it select from with it buried inside the select. You pick, either one works. I'm looking for you to be able to understand, here's how you do a select, here's how you join some tables together. This part is important. How you apply some criterias to it, okay? And then when you get done, how you take the results of something like that and sort it and get it back in a sorted order. The question comes with a hint that shows you a couple rows of the data. There is not a huge amount of data. It's going to be about 20 rows of data to select back. Turn in your select statement and the output data from running the select statement so that I can see that you didn't just get the select statement right, that you got it sorted in the right order. And that's specified in the question 2. So that is question 2, okay, is a select statement. Kind of a complicated select statement, quite honestly, but, a select statement. But the good thing about this being a take-home is I give you the data to create tables. You can run it 20 times. You can go, oh my goodness, I don't know how I get that piece done. Use Google, okay? Go do some searches. Go, there was one of the interactive homeworks that did this. Go back and look at it again. That's okay. If you're still stuck, I have office hours. Come and ask. We'll go through it. I'm not opposed to working with you to get you to understand something on the test. I'm there for that. The important part is that when you get done, you've got a select statement that works, that has an order by, that joins things together, and builds some data. Okay. The next question comes, question 3. There is a chapter on loading data in the book, and we are going to have you do at least a copy command. You start out with a .csv file, a comma separated value file. Okay. I will give you the create table. And you want to get the data and the comma separated value into the table, whatever the table is over here. And in PSQL, you get a prompt that looks like that, your username, and you have a choice. You're running it on your system, you can use copy. This means that you're using the copy that's built into the database. You have to give it an absolute path as to where the file is. Or you can use \copy, which means you're using the copy that's built into the PSQL client, and it sends the data from you through the network to the database. So either way, the syntax is similar. I will note to you that the \copy has to be on one line. You can't split it up between lines, whereas the copy command can be on multiple lines and you end up with a semicolon. So this is the goofy detail that you need to know, but this is basically how you load data to the database so that you can get information into it. There are other ways. There are data loaders that are custom data loaders, but if you look at PSQL and MySQL and Oracle, probably when you go out to load some data to test things, I would say that 90% of the time, this is what you're doing. It's something that takes a CSV file or a fixed width delimited file, and you're writing some stuff to load it into the database. So this is the most common case for data loading. So this one, you have to load the data, okay? I'm going to ask you to actually do an update to the data. So there's this piece, load it, update it, okay? It's a simple update, nothing to get excited about. You're going to increase the value of a column, and then you're going to use the copy command a second time, except this time instead of loading data into the database, you're going to dump data out. So the update is the trivial piece. I think I'll probably give you the update statement. The hard part of this question is figuring out how to get these copy commands to work, which one you should use, okay? And don't double click on your CSV file or it'll put you in Excel or Pages on a Mac, okay? It's a text file. You can edit it with a decent text editor like VI, or Notepad will edit a CSV file on Windows, although I prefer things like VI that do a better job of editing. Visual Studio Code has a CSV plugin. If you have the CSV plugin, it will annoy you. It will not help you. I would get rid of it because you're not trying to edit a CSV file, you're trying to look at it as text. So you want to bring it into the editor as text, not as something else. So this is question 3, is load and save some data with a tiny little update piece in between. It's a trivial update, but how do you get data into and out of the database? Question 4